Alright, the first thing you have to do is get your Snapscan Manager software. So I just typed Snapscan Manager download into my into Google basically, and press enter, and let's see what we get. Alright, I'm going to go for this third one here, Snapscan IX500 software downloads. And then I think this is the one right here, software for Windows, Snapscan Manager version 6.0, etc. So right here, download. And then I'm going to go with this Windows 8 32-bit, 64-bit. That's what I have. It's for the ScanSnap IX500. So that should do it. And right down here is where you click on download. And then just follow the instructions to install. So that's step one. Now I found that once I had installed it on my Windows 8 computer, I can put it in my start menu if I want to. And so it's right over here, Snapscan Manager. And I found that if you click on it, of course it would open up. And I could get it to open up okay, but I had to go back to my desktop and get it to show up down here in the tray. And that took a little trial and error to do that. It seems to me, if I remember correctly, what I had to do is go back to the start menu, go to this icon for Snapscan Manager, right click on it, and then down here, right click, and then down here on the bottom I had to choose pin to the taskbar. And that's how I got it to show up on the taskbar. And that way, when I went back to my desktop, the icon was down here. And I want to say I had to do one more thing here. I can't remember what it was. But if you right click on it, it gives you these settings. And like I say, I'm almost positive there's one more step I had to go through to get this to stay here and to give me these options. So we'll have to play around with that, and if you find out what it was, and if I actually did forget something, please let me know and I'll add it to this presentation. But you want to be able to click on this icon, and it turns like this blue without an X across it means that the Snapscan scanner is plugged in. So if you just left click on it, you'll get some options. These are some of the profiles you can set up for what to scan to. You can scan it as a PDF, searchable PDF. You can scan your whatever the document is into a folder. You can scan it right into an email. You can scan it in order to print it. And then there's several preset Evernote setups or profiles that'll scan it to a PDF document, a JPEG document, and then I created this one myself, a little bit more specific type of a scan that'll scan to Evernote, but on one side of the page only. Normally, by default, it'll scan both sides if you have something on both sides. And then I want a single note for every page that I put through my scanner. So I'll show you how to set that up later. The default is you have to either choose PDF or JPEG, and I encourage you to always choose to have the scan turned into a PDF, because then it becomes searchable. If you leave it as a JPEG, it's just a picture and you cannot search the text. But Evernote automatically will turn your PDF document into a searchable PDF document, which means you can type in any word, even if it's words that were handwritten on the piece of paper that you scan. Evernote will search and find that word. And if you have 1,000 notes that you're trying to search through, that's very helpful. So this comes automatic. You just have to choose it, and this will scan on both sides of the page. As many pages as you stick in there, it'll make one Evernote note from from just choosing this option and pressing the scan button on the scanner. Like I said, this one's created differently, and I'll show you this later. So that was just left clicking on this icon, and you can do that before you start, so that when you press the button on the scanner to scan the paper, it'll do whatever it is you've set it up to do, and it'll stay that way until you change it to a different profile. Now if you right click on this icon, you can go in and specifically say I want a simplex scan, and that means it'll scan only one side of the page, and whatever's in the scanner already, it'll automatically start scanning it. And if you choose duplex, of course, it'll scan both sides of the page at the same time. And then you can change all the settings, and that's what we'll show you next.